My talk today is, what are you worth? Right down to the penny. Okay? My son Steve tells me that based on strictly the minerals, we are worth one amount. But if we start looking at all of our organs for donation, the number goes up dramatically. So what's in your bank account? How much do you own? How many shoes are in your closet? And are you defined by a number? No. Never, never define yourself by a number, because the number is always going to be too small. It's never going to encompass all that you truly are. You're not dependent on anyone outside of you for your sense of value. You've never been. Remember as a child, when you got up in the morning, couldn't wait to go to school, to see your friends, to do whatever it was you were going to do in the classroom, all of that filled you with excitement. And you really didn't care what anybody else was doing. All you knew is that it made your heart sing. How come we've gotten away from that? How come we have gotten to the point where we have to look a certain way? We have to have the certain person on our arm. We have to have the certain amount in our bank account. That's not who we are. You are an individualization of God, perfect just as you are. And you don't need to do anything to deserve the very air you are breathing. It's freely given. And if that gift of life is given freely, what else do you need to earn? The only thing you need to look is within inside you and see that smiling face that I see coming back at me. All you need to do is look inside and recognize that who and what you are is that child of God. Albert Einstein has a quote that I think is quite telling. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, its entire life it will believe it's stupid. So are you a fish? Are you a soaring eagle? Are you someone who cooks beautifully? Are you someone who has wonderful hugs? Are you someone whose smile invites in the world? Are you someone who looks at life and sees all the possibilities that lights up the room when they walk in? For that is what I see when I see you. You are your own genius. You have your own way of doing things, and you don't need to be like anybody else. Because let me tell you one thing. When you're buying art, the original is always worth so much more than a lithograph or a copy. So why wouldn't you be original to yourself? There's nothing you need to hide. Just be your true, authentic self and allow the rest of the world to see your gifts, to see who and what you are, and to recognize that by being authentic in yourself, you're giving everybody else out there the permission to be their true, authentic self also. And isn't that the greatest gift that we can give someone? Isn't that the greatest way to be? Because I don't know about you, but I remember as a teenager that there were some whoppers I told. And it was hard to keep them straight. It was hard to remember the storyline and to remember, okay, this is what I told them I was going to be doing. So, and when I gave that up, it was so much easier to be in this world because I recognized I was being truthful. I was being authentic. I was being exactly who I was meant to be. And I didn't need to hide my light any longer. I didn't need to be in that place where I was trying to please everyone around me. I wasn't in that place where I was trying to get someone's approval. Because when I had my own, it didn't matter what anybody else thought. Okay? So self-respect, self-worth, self-love, they all start with one word, self. You are enough. You have always been enough. And there's nothing you need to do to earn anybody else's respect. What I see when I look at you is someone who is strong and courageous. Someone who is bold enough to be true to themselves. Someone who is courageous, absolutely standing in their own truth. Nothing else matters. For when you stand in your own truth, all things come easily and effortlessly to you because you are no longer playing small. You are playing to your greatness, to your magnificence, to the truth of who you are. Because there's absolutely nothing wrong with just being you. As you get older, you start to realize that it doesn't matter what someone else thinks. It doesn't matter what someone else does. It doesn't matter how much you own, what you look like, what you wear. What matters is the person you've become. And the person that you are is that incarnation of God now. Nothing about you needs to change. Be bold. Stand up tall. Put your head up high. Throw those shoulders back. And let the world know that you've arrived. And that you are a force to be reckoned with. And that you are setting the course of your own life. Nothing else can sway you or deter you from who and what you are. For when I look at you, I see your magnificence. You've been... Listen first to your self-talk. Listen first to that voice in your head. If they were a friend of yours, would you stay in their company or would you kick them to the curb? That self-talk you're giving to yourself right now, be careful because you are listening. And what you need to do is stop criticizing yourself. How long have you been doing that? And how has it worked for you? Try approving of yourself. Seeing yourself as I see you. Seeing yourself as that magnificence, that individualized person that you are. Seeing yourself in the truth that is now being revealed, that radiant, wonderful, warm person. And when you do that, you give permission to everyone else to be authentic to themselves also. So this is the time of year where we generally go through some sort of resolutions. And what I've found for me is that in most cases, resolutions weren't real good for me because I kept finding that I was trying to treat the symptom, not the cause behind it. I was always trying to lose weight, okay? But what was behind that weight? There were emotions behind that weight. Generally uncomfortable. Could have been fear. Could have been boredom. It could have been anger. Any of those reasons. And I was trying to shy away from them, trying to not look at what was behind them. And then I found out that when I'm happy, I'm healthy. That when I look at myself and say, you know, today you're enough, I ate well. I took care of myself. And the other weird thing that happens too is that when my self-worth rises, so does my net worth. Sort of, there is a corollary there. That when you are in that place where you're in charge, where you're the one directing, where you're the one creating your life, everything and everyone comes into your life to move you exactly in the direction you want to go. So I know that with your life, looking at you now, you are in that place of choosing. You are in that place of recognizing who and what you are. So let me give you 3 practices to work on. First one, what am I feeling? If there is something going on in my life and I am uncomfortable, let myself feel what it really is. Because when I do that, when I recognize what's behind it, then I can change it. If I don't, if I keep pushing it away, saying, I'll look at tomorrow's another day, it doesn't work. But when I actually recognize what's the feeling, I don't have to get to the actual cause of the feeling. I just need to get to the feeling and recognize what I'm feeling. And then I can work on changing it into what I want. The second practice I'd like you to do is schedule time to rejuvenate yourself. Each and every one of us is worthy of taking time out for ourselves. Lee is doing it through the Vipassana yoga right now. Absolutely going into the silence and recognizing that his inner voice is now being given a chance to speak with absolutely no interruption. In a very short time, I would like to try to find something for myself. So if someone knows a great spa, let me know. And the next thing is practice gratitude. Because when you practice gratitude, what happens is the universe says, oh, she knows what to do with all the gifts that are now coming toward her. She can handle it. I can give her more. So every night, before you lay your head down upon the bed, before you start to go into that deep, wonderful, rejuvenating sleep, give yourself 1 or 2 things to be thankful for that day. It may simply be that you got up and you made it through. It may be the smile that someone gave you. It could be the hug that you experienced with someone else. Whatever it is, there is always something to be grateful for in our lives. And what I recognize in you is that you, again, are more than enough. I'd like to share one of my favorite quotes. Sometimes attributed to Nelson Mandela, but it actually comes from Marianne Williamson. Return to love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us. It's in each and every one of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fears, we allow others to be liberated also. So let us pray.
I want to thank you for joining us today. I am so grateful that you took your time to watch or listen to this message. If you found this message beneficial, I would ask you to go to our website. Once there, click on the Contribute button and experience the joy of conscious and purposeful giving. It is through your gifts that we are able to bring this message to the world. I would also ask you to please share this message with anyone you feel might benefit. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and the Agape community as together we bring joy to life.